Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everybody, I hope that you're doing well. Today we're going to work on Surah Al-INSHIQAQ or the tearing. It is the 84th Surah of Al-Quran Al-Kareem. It is made of 25 verses, 25 ayat. It was revealed during the Meccan period. Surah Al-INSHIQAQ, its name Al-INSHIQAQ in the first ayah means to tear, to split, to separate in two. Surah Al-INSHIQAQ describes the first natural events that will take place on the Judgment Day. Surah Al-INSHIQAQ describes the moment when the sky will be torn. It is one of the events of the last Judgment Day. Surah Al-INSHIQAQ is one of the first surat revealed in Mecca. Its subject indicates that the persecution of the Muslims had not yet begun, but the message of Al-Quran Al-Kareem was openly rejected in the city of Mecca. The people of Mecca refused to recognize the existence of the day of resurrection, the day when they must appear before their Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to account for their deeds. The message of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad started to interest more and more people, and many wondered if the resurrection day would really take place. The main purpose of Surah Al-INSHIQAQ was to remind the people of the existence of a future resurrection. On that day, they will appear before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give an account of all their deeds. Surah Al-INSHIQAQ reminds us that the world is full of injustices and that soon the day of judgment will come to remedy all the wrongs. Everyone will be judged on their acts committed on earth. Believers will be saved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and non-believers will end up in hell. Surah Al-INSHIQAQ or the tearing describes clearly with details the main stages of the day of resurrection, the day of the ultimate examination, the signs of the hour, as well as the trials and difficulties to be faced during this great day. Surah Al-INSHIQAQ informs man that he will have to appear before his Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that his actions are recorded in a book that he will find detailed in front of him. Whoever takes his book with his right hand will be subject to a lenient judgment. As for the one who will seize his book on his back, he will call for help to escape the torture and will burn in the fire of hell. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears by several signs which testify to His eminence power and to the real existence of the resurrection for those who refrain from believing and obeying His sentences. The surah ends by threatening them, saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows perfectly well what they are hiding and that He has prepared a painful torture for them. But on the other hand, for believers with good deeds, good work and good intentions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reserved a permanent and eternal reward for them. Now, I'm going to translate Surah Al-INSHIQAQ ayah by ayah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the specially merciful. إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انشَقَّتْ, when the sky is split open. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ, and it obeyed its Lord and realized. وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ, and when the earth is stretched forth and became leveled. وَأَلْقَتْ مَا فِيهَا وَتَخَلَّتْ, and it cast forth out what is in it and became empty. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ, and it obeyed its Lord and realized. From ayah 1 to ayah 5, the first 5 verses of Surah Al-INSHIQAQ describe the stages of the resurrection and the terror that will happen. The first 5 verses describe the situation of the resurrection very vividly, but it also presents an argument for its truth and reality. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala affirms that the heavens on that day will be divided into 2, that the earth will be flattened and extended, and that it will reject all that it contained in it until it is empty. When heaven tears itself apart and obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and does what it must do, and when the earth is leveled and cast out all that it held within it and is emptied, and when the earth obeys its Lord and does what it must do, and all these events will take place under the command and the order of their Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, addressed to the heavens and the earth, since both earth and heavens are His creation. They can only obey His order. After emphasizing on the submission of the earth and the heavens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then addresses humanity. يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه. O human, surely you struggle against your soul with a hard struggling to attain to your Lord. In the end, you reach Him, you have your spirit reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. But as to him who is given his book from his right-hand side, فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. He shall be reckoned with an easy reckoning. وَيَنْقَلِبْ إِلَى أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. And he shall go back to his people in joy. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِهِ. And as to him who is given his book from his back, فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا. He shall call for death. Immediately he will pray for his own destruction. وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا. And he shall lean on the blazing fire. إِنَّهُ كَانَ فِي أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. Verily he was in the world among his people in joy. إِنَّهُ ظَنَّ أَن لَّن يَحُورَ. Surely he thought that he would never return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. بَلَى إِنَّ رَبَّهُ كَانَ بِهِ بَصِيرًا. Nay, that's not the case. Surely his Lord does ever see him. From ayah 6 to ayah 15, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-INSHIQAQ speaks to humanity. Man, aware or not of these coming events, will proceed to his ultimate destination, where he will appear and meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his creator. At that time, on the day of resurrection, humanity will be divided into 2 groups. The first, those who will receive their records in their right-hand side. They will be forgiven. They will receive boundless bliss and will also be exempt from a harsh examination. Whoever receives his book in the right-hand side will be subject to easy judgment and will return rejoicing to his own family. But whoever receives his book from his backside will invoke destruction upon himself and will be thrown into the blazing fire. This type of people will wish to die, but they will not die. Instead, they will be thrown into hell. They lived joyfully among their people and they believed that they will never return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they were wrong. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always watched them. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالشَّفَقِ. After that, no, I swear by dawn. وَاللَّيْلِ وَمَا وَسَقَ. And I swear to the night and whatever it covers. وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا اتَّسَقَ. And I swear to the moon when its glorious light is completed, when it becomes a full moon. لَا تَرْكَبُونَ طَبْقًا عَنْ طَبَقٍ. Surely you will ride from one layer to another. You will go through levels of heavens. From ayah 16 to ayah 19, in Surah Al-Inshiqaq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears by the twilight and by the night and all that it envelopes, and by the moon when it becomes full moon, that humanity will pass through successive stages. In this world around us, things evolve. Their change is constant and gradual. Our universe is mobile and regular. Nothing is static. The same for the human being. From his birth to his death, the human being evolves in time and passes through different stages throughout his life until the day of resurrection, which will be followed by a reward or punishment. The disbelievers are therefore wrong to think that life stops at the moment of death. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us that we have no control over these events and that it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is almighty and the only one who deserves our submission and worship. So it is up to us to do our best to give the best of ourselves and to do good deeds in order to have a clear conscience. فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. So what is the matter with them that they do not believe? وَإِذَا قُرِئَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقُرْآنِ لَا يَسْجُدُونَ. And when the Quran is recited to them, they do not fall prostrate. بَلَى الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يُكَذِّبُونَ. Nay, those who deny, the disbelievers, belie. وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا يُوعُونَ. And Allah knows best where the denial they hide in their hearts. فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. So announce to them a painful torment. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونَ. However, those who believe, who wish to reach Allah while they are alive and do improving deeds that cleanse their soul and their heart, for them it is a reward that shall never end. From ayah 20 to ayah 25, the last verses of Surah Al-Inshiqaq are dedicated to explaining the faith of the disbelievers who reject the Quran al-Karim instead of prostrating before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wonders about those who persist in denying the truth although they are surrounded by signs reminding them of the presence of their Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are so many signs in the universe and deep in our soul, but they persist in their disbelief and reject the Quran al-Karim, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows well what they hide. The Quran al-Karim therefore announces to them a painful punishment from which only those who will have believed and have had faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be spared. Those will receive a reward that will never end. They are protected from such punishment by their belief and by their good deeds. These last 5 verses contain prostration, as sujud. There are certain ayat in Al-Quran al-Karim which, when we read them or hear them, we must prostrate ourselves before the greatness and the immensity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have certainly noticed while reading Al-Quran al-Karim a small illustration in the form of a small door at the end of certain ayat. This illustration is the recommendation to prostrate, as sujud. It is the prostration of the reading of Al-Quran. We call it sujud al-tilawa. The word sujud is underlined. You will see it as well. Surah Al-Inshiqaq is one of the surah inciting the duty to prostrate, and we already have seen one in Surah Iqra. So in conclusion, Surah Al-Inshiqaq describes the obedience of the universe towards God, which is contrasted with the disobedience of the disbelievers. The link between our behavior in this world and what awaits us in the hereafter is also described in Surah Al-Inshiqaq in details. The disbelievers who reject the Quran al-Karim instead of prostrating themselves before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when they hear His verses, His words, they have been warned of a severe punishments that await them. As for the believers and the virtuous one, they will receive a never-ending reward. Wallahu a'lam. I hope that this small explanation and small translation of Surah Al-Inshiqaq was helpful. I wish you the best. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bye-bye.